Hello, and welcome back to Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. I'm your host, Janimus. By the autumn of 1146, the Barbarian nations, have redeclared war against the Calradic Empire. The current military strength of the Empire is 38,000 strong. The Aserai have 5,000 troops. The Battanians originally had around 3,000, but have lost much of their numbers. The Khuzait have close to 5,000. Sturgians have close to 4,000, and the Vlandians had previously had 5,000, but have lost much of their numbers during the siege of Pravend, which is still ongoing. Additionally, several members of the Vesuvian clan have come of age. The members in question are Arenicos, the son of Sinor and Alina, Emperor Claudius's cousin, and Arenicos, the son of Nemos and Ximena. In any event, I've more documents to look over, so I shall see you all a bit later. See you then. Later in the year 1146, Emperor Claudius meets with Archon Hecaron to arrange a marriage between one of his cousins and the Archons, and a female relative of the Archons. I'd like to propose an alliance between our families. I offer the hand of Arenicos for Danustica. Because you are a treasured ally, I shall give you 100,000. This occurred during the winter of 1146. By this point, the Empire had made peace with all the nations but Battania. Marunath is a strong fortress, however, and will not fall very easily. The Sturgians have made... the Vlandians have made no territorial gains. The Sturgians, however, were able to capture Takor Castle. The Khuzait had laid siege to Baltakhand, but had failed to take it. They did, however, manage to take Levenia Castle and Tamnu Castle from the Empire. The Aserai were successful in recapturing Ain Balak Castle and Tublis Castle in this most recent war. In any event, I shall continue to pore over the documents until I've found another matter of note. See you then. Ah, there you are, my friend. Shortly after the marriage of Arenicos, Emperor Bartimus hopes that Archon Urius will be willing to marry off one of the female members of his clan to his cousin Arenicos. I would like to propose a marriage alliance between our families. I offer the hand of my cousin Arenicos to Yes, we're looking for a suitable marriage to Viria. Yes, I think she will do nicely. Very good. Because you're a cherished ally, I shall offer you 100,000. In exchange, you will give me an Imperial Charger. And we'll call it even. I must beg my leave now. In any event, I've more documents to look over, so I shall see you all a bit later. See you then. Ah, there you are, my friend. Much has happened since I was here last, since I saw you last. I've been looking through the archives, and an entirely full-scale war occurred from the last time I spoke to you and the summer of 1147. The Vlandians, again, made no territorial gains. The Sturgians had captured Ove Castle and Takor Castle, but lost Mazadan Castle. Not to the Empire, in fact, but to the Battanians, who held it for a brief time before the Empire took it from them. The Khuzait managed to capture Baltakhand, while the Empire successfully captured Shibal Zumr from them. Additionally, the town of Danustica rose up in rebellion against the Calradic Empire. The Emperor chose to make peace with the rebels. As you may have seen, the town of Kuyaz and the castle Tublis have fallen to the Aserai, and that's currently all the territorial changes. Early in the summer of 1147, the Vlandians declare war. Before long, many of the other nations will declare war as well. In any event, I shall cut away here and come back to you a bit later. See you then. Ah, there you are, my friend. I've been looking through the archives, and since the last time Vlandia declared war, the Calradic Empire had declared war upon the Sturgians, Khuzait and Aserai nations. However, they did make truces with the Vlandians, Sturgians and Khuzait, although the Khuzait are still are still at peace with the Empire. The Vlandians and Sturgians have rekindled their war. Although the Vlandians and Sturgians have made no territorial gains from the previous conflicts, the Khuzait did capture Caesar Castle and Teps Castle. Additionally, the rebels of Danustica have joined the Western Empire, but they are under siege by the Khuzait. The Aserai managed to capture Sahel Castle. Other than Husenfuk, that was the Empire's last stronghold in the Aserai Desert. Additionally, a very large Sturgian army has laid siege to Epicrotea. The Emperor travelled with all haste to defeat the besieging army. Although the Sturgians had over 2,000 soldiers at the beginning of the siege, many were wounded, and only a few could fight by the time the Emperor arrived. the Emperor was quite unwilling to relinquish the stronghold he considered his capital. No need to hold back. Let's attack.
After me! Attack! Cavalry, stay close! Give him hell!
Go kill them.
Cavalry, move! Forward! Charge!
It's always a good idea to keep the army together. Don't let them all wander off. Not too far, especially the infantry and archers.
Move it! Move! Yeah.
This is a good killing ground for the enemy. And we heavily outnumber them, so I don't think we have much to fear. Charge, archers. I think I would have gotten more prisoners if I just auto-resolved, but oh well. It's been a long time since I fought a battle. I need a good fight. Oh. I'll just declare victory. We lost no one. That's good. You're my prisoner now. As are you. I'll take the Sea Raider and the prisoners. I'll throw them in Epicrotea. Now, in addition to these events that have occurred, the Emperor's cousin, Orachos, and his wife Viria, were blessed with a child. Garatopes, their first son. In any event, I've more documents to look over, so I shall see you all a bit later. See you then. Ah, there you are, my friend. After another full-scale war, Emperor Claudius has made peace with all of the enemy factions with the exception of the Aserai. The Vlandians make the first territorial gain in some time in the spring of 1148 by taking Drumor. The Sturgians manage to recapture Khuzait Castle. The Khuzait make no territorial changes, although they did come close to taking Sahel Castle. While at this particular time, the Aserai are laying siege to Takor Castle. The Emperor, meanwhile, has seen fit to move the contents of his storehouse from Epicrotea to Diathema, as his capital seems to be too close to enemy territory to risk all of his goods. To celebrate the new peace, the Emperor chooses to participate in the tournament in Varcheg. Additionally, several members of the Vesuvian clan have recently come of age. The members in question are his cousin Ranos and Ariada. Ranos is the second child of Nemos, the Emperor's cousin. Ariada is one of Claudius's children. In any event, let's participate in the tournament and see how things go. Come now, don't do this to me. and the Emperor wins the tournament at Varcheg. Although no one can doubt his prowess as a tournament fighter, his judgment as a leader of nations is very much in question. In any event, I shall leave you here and come back a bit later when something of note happens. See you then. Not long after the tournament, Emperor Claudius decides to marry off his daughter, who's most recently come of age, to a member of Archon Kalitos' family. His fifth daughter, Desora, takes a little after her other sister, Rosalind the Defiant, in that she is unwilling to wed at this time. So he offers the hand of his more amiable daughter, Ariada, to Attilon. In any event, I've more documents to look over, so I shall see you a bit later. See you then. Ah, there you are, my friend. During the spring of 1149, the Empire is still embroiled in a full-scale war against the barbarian nations, with the exception of Vlandia, with whom they have made peace. The Sturgians have made no territorial gains, nor have the Vlandians. The Khuzait, however, have captured the towns of Vostrum, Danustica, and Husenfulk. Although Danustica and Husenfulk did each rebel against the Khuzait, they were able to recapture the two towns. Additionally, Pencannock has rebelled against the Calradic Empire. The Emperor felt it prudent to make peace with the rebels, as he had greater foes to face. Additionally, two members of the Vesuvian clan come of age. Come now. The members in question are Chara, and Camnon, the twin siblings of Sinor and Alina. Additionally, the Vesuvian clan gains a new member in Laria, the second child of Themestios and Lysica. The Empire has lost much of its territory again, but the Emperor continues to fight on. Despite his losses, Claudius hopes to push back the barbarian rebels, but this seems a futile effort on his part. In any event, I shall leave you here and continue to do my research in the archives. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I shall see you next time. See you then.